It's Brian Fry. That's cool. Nobody gets it right anyways. Y'all having a good Saturday? Well, so much for that shit. This is called My Very First Chem Lab. Emulsify my fragments with yours. We become puree. Our mixture is pliable and capable of smoothing any blemish, a false sense of durability like layers of plaster over diminishing foundations. A stern wind sends us chattering and reduces us to shards. An upside-down jigsaw with so many pieces whose interlocking combinations are infinite and impossible. We beset upon this futile quest with reckless abandon. Punitive passions emblazon our cornea and deafen our cochlea. These inflictions only intensify our other detection receptors, emboldening our synapses with a strigula most hardy and foolish. In the face of self-imposed adversities, the chortling consumes us. Molehills spur and contort vertically and violently. Titanic crags obstructing our paths and encumbering our better natures. Yet the giggling continues. Brave men will face death without question, but only those who have tasted oblivion jest at its expense. When you feast on everything and nothing, imagination and fear are savorless against your palate. Sordid, sentinels, mechanisms, blueprint, and hedonism and swill. Completely fucked by design. We are the crusty plaque in the corner of each other's lips, the coke-like residue that accumulates from the burning depletion of our crude resolve. Exhaustion smogs our atmosphere and silts your dermis. The granulation makes you coarse and curt. You find friction in all things. There's no refuge for relief. Even afloat amongst the stellar island, the invasive abrasion intercepts your drift. Nothing is sacred. Nothing is truly yours. Your innermost thoughts scream from the windows of their cells. You've been divulged, and furthermore made completely bare. A sort of nudity where opinions can be made on the hue of your skeletal system. Stark and helpless, sprawled wide, revealing every tiny nook of your crevices, giving breath and larynx to your insecurities. A vivisection. The young men and women gather around the respiring corpse. Every defect will oust its cause, a foreign recollection of your story, quivering and flinching under the pressure of a razor-thin plane. Blankly, they stare like bipedal bovine. Sweetness and sorrow is wasted on them. They only seek silence for the deaf and pornography for the blind. Now both have been provided. This is the first time I've ever read this live, so. It's called Right Hand Red, Left Foot Blue, Free Foot Yellow, and Your Other Hand Too. While I have you tied up, I love you. Sounds about right. Poetic justice. You provoke cliche mediocrity. Orator sent to stuttering in the shadow of the Colossus, singing sonnets to the bottom oven rack. The ocean dried up, leaving my vessel moored upon your peak, comfy with lofty notions, but how will we ever feed these mouths of plenty? Squawking, screeching, screaming. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. What the fuck am I going on about? I can't verbalize fantasy. I sleep flat back on the concrete. No matinees play behind these hibernating lids. Like, this is a fucking baby, right? Filling one of the many vacancies in Bryant's home for wayward Sid's kids. Like, this is fucking love, right? A cloak rebounding every wavelength of light. Hiding in my text message window, shaking, waiting for your generous thumbs, erecting pagoda towers, chasing the sun, evicting the heavenly bodies, rendering all the celestial space cold and secluded with erotic loneliness. I've never jerked off in mixed company. That's why you condemn me to this. You find pleasure in my clenched fist beating myself. This is how you would have me, alone, so in control, awaiting your orders, conditioned to drool at the sound of a click and a beep. But I slept for like 20 minutes the other day, sagging saliva like second skin. I don't remember a fucking thing. Brutal bliss's purest equivalent, plains of oblivion, floating lifeless through the astral fields. If I want happiness, I gots to go through you. Or I don't remember. What lies in between is the smoker's closet in the Atlanta airport, packed shoulder to shoulder with people you can feel but can't see. Specters sliding through one another, synced and severed in an instant, emerging unchanged. Vapid gas, visceral vessel. Your dead hand moves mechanically, adjusting position, compensating for my placement in the pitiful people stockpile. Plunging, clutch, grabbing a gimp, metal condor claw, cradling porcelain-shelled embryo, jostled and dropped by greed's gluttonous thrust. Souvenir sliding down a memento chute, hinged flap, livestock slot. You sought me out, propped me up, gave me a name, Vor. It's bad practice to give meat, title, and soul. Most will feel sorrow when sustenance meets need. No cringe in your grin. Regret is absent from your face, savoring the salt of my flesh. I want to be your banquet. You're insatiable. You're never satisfied. I'm a TV dinner, a concession of convenience, poorly digesting in your intestines. Come on, phone. This one. This one's not nearly as long, so. It's called Don't Leave Me to Beg. Rest in peace, Rip Van Winkle, a snoring boar, mooring to my peers, bygone pylon, daylight mist, remiss adrift, Chris Craft, dingy dinghy, drab inflatable raft. Don't fucking look at me like that. Killing the albatross, a mass, a bash, lucky, flittering, kite in flight, struck by lightning. What a sight. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may. Probably fade. Gelatin legs, sea knees, crashing waves, shaking wake, forever on the long sway. Saline cauldron set to boil, erupting caldera, Atlantic calamity, Pacific pacification, endless emaciation, savorless salivation, jowls bursting, drooling, latex, enzyme slime, sheening smear, gleaming, malformed mask, mimes mimicking monsoon grins, chalky carapace eroded, Balaam revealed, until talk no more. Thank you.
All right! Very good.
Thank you, dear.
Very good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, please, one more big round of applause for Brian.